stay safe. I want to bring in another expert guest, Julie Leonard. She's a political advisor to European Parliament on Islamist movements. She's also the Executive Director of Human Security Centre, a London-based think tank. So, Julie, thank you so much for being with us. Interesting, as I've been mentioning, the timing of all of this, because French President François Hollande had been praising French troops for their handling of Islamic extremism in Mali, and now you have this hotel hostage siege. Have the French and the Malians done enough to counter extremism there?
Well, they've actually been quite successful last year to push back the Islamist groups who were trying from the north to push forward into the south. But over the last months or so, unfortunately, they have regained strength. And there have been a lot of rumours about potential attacks, and we're seeing now is one of these attacks.
Describe to us sort of these Western, these hotels that are sort of filled with Western tourists and businessmen and perhaps diplomats. What sort of security is there surrounding a hotel like this?
Well, normally in unstable countries like Mali, there is actually quite a significant security presence. At least, forces which could potentially deal with such a threat are not that far away. But then again, we have to understand, this is not France, this is not America, this is not Germany. They can't just forces as trained as our special forces, and I believe this is exactly the reason why the countries have offered support to the government of Mali to deal with this threat.
And given what happened in Paris a week ago, I mean, I know that obviously there are different types of Islamic extremists in Mali. We know that there's the Tuareg rebels in the north of the country, but is it a stretch to perhaps join a link, some kind of parallel between what happened in Paris about a week ago and what is happening there right now?
Well, I would say two things. One is, right now we don't believe that the Islamic State as such is present in Mali. Of course, that doesn't mean we can't rule out that perhaps a group of individuals not linked to any organization is actually, carrying out the attack right now, and in the end will claim this attack for the Islamic State. But from what I've heard so far is that apparently the hostages were asked to cite the Quran, and those who could were able to leave, or at least some of them were able to leave. And if that is the case, that is actually more modus operandi of Al-Qaeda affiliated group. We've seen that before, Al-Shabaab doing that in Kenya when they attacked the mall. Hostages were actually released after they were able to cite from the Quran. And the Islamic State has been, not discriminating enough between Muslims and non-Muslims. This is actually one of the disagreements between the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. So if that is indeed the case, my money would be on Al-Qaeda or an affiliate.
Your money would be on Al-Qaeda, but yes, as you mentioned, we had gotten these reports that that people who were able to recite the Quran were being released, but we haven't confirmed that yet. Julie Lorenz, thank you so much, appreciate it. Michael Skapoulis lives